Hi, my name's Jason and welcome to the Clothesline Store. In this video we're going to assemble and install the air dry twin folding frame clothesline. So once you receive your product you need to unbox it, and what I've done here, you can either take the products out and put them on the floor or lay them out on a bench like so. Then you get the instruction manual and read it cover to cover because there's some very important information in here. Now there's two things to remember once you get your folding frame clothesline is, first of all, do not open the arms. They're to remain closed at all times until they're put on the wall, and I'll show you why shortly. So the other key point is the arms. Now you'll notice the inner arm faces inward, which is the opposite direction to the outer arm. The reason this is done is for transport purposes only. Now what we need to do is to turn the arm around. So we undo the nut from here. We take the arm off, we turn it 180 degrees and we put it back in position and we put the nut back on so that both arms are facing the same way. And that's all we've got to do. Now it's time to install it, so let's go and do that now. So now we're going to install the arm and wall bracket onto the wall. Now you need to measure from either the eave down or the ground up, whatever you prefer. The clothesline needs to be 50 to 100 millimetres above the person's head who's going to use it most. Now be aware that the clothesline does slope up a little, so take that into account when making this measurement. Now there's two things to consider here that are very important. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, do not open the wall bracket until you're ready to install it. It's got wall side sticker on the bracket here, and that is to face the wall. You need to check that you've turned the arms inward so they both face inward. Now in addition to this, you've got some wall plugs and some bolts. Now another important factor is the wall plugs are to go through the bracket like so and come out the other end, and they go into the wall. If you do not use these, the clothesline will be loose and it will not assemble or fit correctly to the wall. Now we're putting this in the timber for demonstration purposes only, so I'm not going to use the wall plug. I'm just going to use the bolts. So I've pre-drilled the holes and I'm going to put the bolts through, and I'm going to line the clothesline up like so. And then I'm going to put the other bolt in here. And then I'm going to get a spirit level because I want to make sure that we're nice and square on that arm. So I take my drill and my ratchet and I tighten them up. So now we've installed the bracket on the wall, we can lift the arms up, and you lift it up like so till it clicks in position and just drop it down. Now as you can see, it's 50 to 100 millimetres above my head or the person who's going to use it most. That's the outer arm. Now the inner arm we can lift up like so, and we engage it with this wire clip and we put that in place like so, and we can see that's also a little bit above my head, and you'll notice the clothesline does slope upwards, so take that into account when installing it. So once we've done this side, we go ahead and do the other side and then put the front spreader bar in. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now we've got the arms on the wall, it's time to insert and install the spreader bars. Now we have an inner frame and an outer frame. Now the inner frame has a shorter distance, so we have two sections which are shorter than the other two which are longer. We get the two shorter sections, we get the joiner. We then insert one section into the joiner and we put the other section in like so. You'll notice there's a hole here. The hole faces down in the clothesline. Then you'll get a hammer and just tap it gently until the spreader bar is fully in to the joiner. So now we've done that, we're going to insert it in the clothesline, so let's do that now. So now we've got the spreader bar, we're going to insert it in the arm like so. Then we come to the other side and do the same. Now you may need to give it a gentle tap to get it in position, and as you can see that's gone in quite nicely. Now we're going to do the same with the outer frame. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the spreader bar and do that now. So now we're going to put the outer spreader bar on the outer frame. So to do that, we'll lift the arm up and we'll go to the other side and do the same. And now once they're both up, we're going to put the spreader bar in. So we'll put it in this side first. We just slide it in like so. We come to this end and put it in like so. Now you may need to give it a gentle tap, just like this, to make sure it's in position. So now we have both spreader bars in, the frames are assembled, tightened on the wool. We're going to put the cord in, so let's go and do that now. So now we've got the frame installed on the wall, we're going to go ahead and put the cord in. Now here's a quick tip, unravel the cord first, saves it getting tangled and makes the job a whole lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So now we're going to thread the inner frame. So we do this by putting the cord through the first hole, and we pull it through about 20 centimetres because this is what we're going to use to tie the cord off later on. So I'm going to go ahead and thread the cord, and I'm going to do that now. So now I've put the cord on the inner frame, I'm going to thread the cord through the outer frame. Now just be aware, when you thread the outer frame, the cord only comes to the first half of the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now we've threaded the front frame. We've tied off the inner section here with a half hitch, threaded the cord. Now we're going to tension it. Now this is where the cord that I said earlier we leave hanging down comes into play. So we just hold that firm and then we pull the cord towards us like so, tensioning it. So now we've tensioned it, it's really important not to make it like a piano string or guitar string because you may very well damage the clothesline. So we just go through and give it one more stretch. And now we're going to tie this end off with a half hitch as per the instruction manual. So now we've finished threading the cord. That's all that's involved in assembling and installing the air dry twin folding frame clothesline. So my name's Jason. Thanks for visiting the clotheslinestore.com.au and bye for now.